Good evening and welcome to another epic episode of More Than Just Motoring, brought to you by Racing for Change. We would like to thank this week's sponsor for having us. For more info about this week's sponsor, please keep watching. Hope you enjoy the show with us.
Didn't hear that. Oopsie. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of More Than Just Motoring, brought to you by Racing for Change. And obviously, our sponsor for this evening is Global Roofing Builders in Warehouse for this evening. So first of all, I want to say thank you for the sponsors for all the place here as well. But first, we want to say thank you for Throttle House for allowing us to sit in this awesome, I call it a studio, and the studio what there is. And we're going to ask Joe just to start up one of the bikes so you guys can listen to what it actually sounds like. You go for Joe. Cool, Joe. Thank you. And that's how we start the show, with some horsepower underneath you. So ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about circuit racing, but on two wheels this evening. And we have one of Cape Town's legends in the building with the surname of Slimmet, well known in the drag industry and obviously on the circuit racing as well. We want to welcome Ronald. Ronald, welcome this evening. And thank you very much for the time, taking time out.
Well, thank you. I've seen your page. I've looked and I've
appreciate it, man.
honored to be here.
Thank you, man. So, I mean, dude, where do we start? I mean, I'm surrounded by some awesome bikes that I want to take home, especially this one here with the carbon. Throttle House, what do they do?
So they, obviously, as you can see, it's quite
beautiful bikes. Yes.
One of 300s and one of 1000s. And
amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, so they do a lot of custom work, carbon fiber stuff and all of those things.
Oh, wow,
so,
awesome.
So, yeah, we can maybe leave Dylan's number in the comment.
Yeah, so I'll put it onto my comments and stuff like that. Yeah. But it's amazing bikes that's here. This is the S1000.
Yes.
Oh, I love bike. Anyways, don't get distracted. So Ronald, I mean, let's start from the beginning. Where did racing actually start for you?
I think it's been in my blood since a very young age. Like I mentioned to you before we started, my dad raced before I was even born.
Yeah.
And my brother got to see him race still as a very young kid. And, when I grew up, I was the last born. My sister is the oldest. I think he stopped racing then.
Okay.
And then he bought me a bike, a PV80 when I was young.
Okay.
And I think just playing around in the road, in the bush, things like that. He took me to my first race when I was 8 years old.
Okay.
Walked the track with me, told me what I must do,
wow.
Gear down here, gear
awesome.
up here.
Awesome.
And then once we were done with the walking, he asked me, do you want to race? And I said yes. And I managed to win that race. So
wow, your first time?
First time out, yeah.
That's in the blood.
I think that's where everything started,
That's cool, man. I mean, obviously, it's like I mentioned earlier, it's like it's a duck in the water and it starts swimming. Yeah. So clearly the talent was there, and your dad could see it before you could see it.
I think it had to be nurtured.
100%.
I think the brains wasn't there.
Yeah, I mean, the skill was there, or not to win, to what to do stuff. Yeah. But obviously that comes with experience over the while and stuff. So you saw all that stuff, and that was happened in...
That was back in Namibia.
Yes.
I was born and raised in Namibia.
Yeah.
Moved to Cape I was 15 for a whole another sport, for rugby. Believe it or not. So
rugby. But they don't go together.
Don't work.
Cool, man. So obviously you did your rugby, and obviously you stopped that and you went fully into motorcycling.
Yeah, I think it was 2010.
Wow.
A friend, Sharif Reynolds.
Yeah.
He was actually the one that came to my dad and said he's got an X-race bike that he wants to sell. What is it? Don't my dad want to put me on the bike?
Yes.
And my dad agreed, I agreed, and then we went to our first track day, and that's where it all started.
Just on the track day?
Track day.
And on what cc was the bike?
600.
And it was 600?
Yeah.
And obviously at Killarney?
At Killarney.
Can you remember your first lap time on that bike?
I think my very first race, let me say this. I think my very first race, I got down, I did a 20 dead. And I did a breakfast run at the time.
If you say 20 dead, you said 120
seconds.
Got you.
And I won that race as well. That was the first, and that's where everything started. I think that's where people were asking questions. Who's this boy?
Yes.
I was very overweight at the time. People asked, who's this boy? And
that's age at 16, 17.
No, I started very late. That was 21. I'm 38 now.
It started at 21.
21.
Wow. Okay.
So very late. Obviously, I was groomed for rugby. I thought I was going to be a rugby player. I thought I was going to be the next.
Yeah, obviously you put up the muscles and everything was now.
I thought I was going to be the next Springbok, but that I like.
Man, obviously the man above chose a different path for you, you know, and we obviously engaged him with that the right way, you know. But now, so after the rugby, and obviously you got into your first race as well. You did a 120, and that was on a 650. The progression after that.
Yeah, so we started racing. I think we didn't even race that bike, to be honest. Immediately after that track day, I think that was the end of it. It was in December.
Okay.
They used to host Killarney, used to host an all bike race day in December.
Okay.
So that was, I think we did 2 or 3 track days, normal track days, and then we did that race. And what they would host was a breakfast run class, which was basically the track day guys or the road guys that would race in a race simulator event. And won that race, and then everyone's like, look, you need to come race. You basically, you can't do track days anymore, and blah, blah, blah.
So obviously they saw there's a talent somewhere.
Then my dad bought me a X-race bike from the guys, Junior, you know Junior?
Sounds familiar.
He used to drag us all
yes.
back in the day.
Yes, now I remember Junior.
And
Big Junior.
No, small.
Okay,
small
different Junior.
Yeah. So my dad bought Junior's 600, also R6, and I crashed every single outing. Promise you. Every single outing I was there. I told you I needed to pay my school fees.
Yes.
My dad and I would just wing it, you know, and whatever he knew, he would try and impart to me. And I crashed every single outing. I don't think I made a race without crashing it somewhere.
On that bike. So was it a bike, your issue, or was it bike?
No, I think it's my issue.
Okay.
At the time, I had a very good technician. We then approached Francois Breed from Raceways Motorcycles.
That's a very, very good thing.
Yeah, we approached him, and he was happy enough to come on board and help us. He built the bike for us. So we maintained the bike for us. I just think that I was over-eager, didn't know much.
Overdrove the bike.
Overrode the bike, and then crashed, and then realized I shouldn't do this, I shouldn't do that.
School fees.
I would chip away lap times quick, you know, and I was chasing the guys who had a lot of experience. So I think that year in 2010, I told me that I don't want to race anymore. Like the nurses and the doctors at Milnerton Hospital knew my name.
Oh no, that's not good.
That's not good.
Yeah.
And I told my dad I don't want to do this, and he looked at me and he said, "Let's give it one try."
Okay.
And then he bought me a crated R6 brand new in 2011, and I won the 600 championship.
Wow. Never give up. I mean, so what was the lesson from the previous bike to this one? Was it, like you said, it wasn't bike related, but the mindset changed.
Yeah.
So what changed for you?
Yeah, I think you know what, we spoke about the rugby background. I think there it was all.
Yeah, it was a stump car rugby.
Yeah, that there was just no brains attached to it. Yeah. Everything is hard and fast. And I'm not saying the rugby brain.
No, I understand.
I think I just needed to slow my mind down a little bit.
Yes.
You listen to people and what they say, and ask for advice.
Yes.
And secondly, when I do get advice, actually go and implement it.
Was there a lot of that at that time for you?
Not a lot. Fortunately, once again, because I was involved with Francois, Frankie Breed, we managed to get into a team where I had Malcolm Rapson, who's an ex-Western Province, multiple Western Province champion. I had the likes of David Boulding, a couple of guys who were masters in their field.
Yes.
They were my teammates, you know, and I would look at how they were doing things. I would steal with the eye. I would listen. And that's mostly how I got to understand what a bike does.
Yes.
And I think here and there when I asked questions, they told me. Here they saw I was going out of line. They said to me, "Hey, look, you're doing this too. You know, you're too wild here. You're too wild there. Slow down a little bit." And then I'll only have to crash before I realize, hey, what they're actually telling me. Yeah. So that's how things progressed. And I think that year I was really just. I think I rode really well in that 2011 on the 600. Ended up winning the championship. And then we moved on to the 1000s also.
So immediately after that year, when you won this on the 600, you moved to 1000. Was it a big transition for you from a 600 to 1000?
Yeah, I think not so much, because I used to ride 1000 on the road before that.
Okay, gotcha.
But I also ended that year or the year before.
Yes.
To ride. In Namibia, my dad bought me a Yamaha R1 at the time, so I knew what thousands were about.
Yes.
But also on the track, it was a big adjustment, because then at the end of the year, prize giving, I was awarded the Rookie of the Year.
Awesome, man.
That stuff. But then a company called Bike Teak, not Bike Teak, Motor Lease in
yes,
Deep River. the owner of Motorlease and Rowan, they approached me and they had a S1000RR that was on the showroom floor.
Okay.
And that bike was just launched at the time, 2011. The S1000RR was like a...
Is this one?
It's that one.
Yes.
Yeah. And they said, look, we've got this bike. Don't we want to do a partnership? And then you can race under our banner. And we looked at it and we were like, are we ready to jump to 1,000?
Yes.
No. Are we going to do it? Yes.
I like that. I like that.
And then we jumped to 1,000. Everyone said we are silly to do it. And we're not ready.
Okay.
And I think we came second in the championship in 2012.
Wow.
Yeah.
On the BM.
On the BM.
Wow. That's insane. That's insane. But I mean, it is a big step from a 600 to a 1,000 power-wise as well. Obviously, yes. The setup of the bike is bigger.
Yes.
It's got more horsepower on the thing, and obviously the agility of the bike is totally different. The character of the 600 to 1,000, getting it in to do what you want to do. It's also a lot of PT, I would say, and a lot of setup for you guys.
No, definitely, it was a big change. But once again, coming back to Franco Breed, who at the time was just brilliant. He built us a very pristine, very, very good bike.
Yeah.
And again, just learning chip by chip, chipping away on lap by lap. I mean,
yes,
learning the bike, learning how to set up the bike, understanding myself as a rider. I had to do a lot of those things mentally,
yes.
just to change the way I used to ride the 600. And fortunately, I think that I managed to adapt to it quickly. Again, I think it was just very little brains and something that went into it.
But that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. Yeah, but it's not a bad thing to not to have the brains on the side. It's also you allow yourself to push up the barrier a little bit further for yourself where you thought it was comfortable. Let's go switch the brain off and see what happens. I mean, like you said, you paid the school fees. That was there. So from the 1,000 first year, 1,000 second.
Yeah.
So let's fast forward after that. So that did you stay long on the BMW?
No, it was only that year. And
wow.
At that prize giving at the end of the year again, I was approached by Mike Hopkins, Kawasaki.
Yes.
Obviously, they were in town.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember.
I remember that.
And I then got approached by them to race for Kawasaki South Africa.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah, that was a moment for us, I think. And I raced for the next 3 years. 13, 14, and 15, I raced under the Kawasaki or the Mike Hopkins banner.
Yes.
Won Western Province Championships in those years. Managed to go race in the World Super Stock Championship overseas.
Phenomenal. That's really cool, man. I mean, Abra coming from Namibia, coming to South Africa, played rugby and traveling the world. I mean, the other gentlemen, but he was also a factory rider, Lance Isaacs.
Yes.
I mean,
racing with Lance, all of those people.
Yeah.
Crazy, I think it happened very quickly. Within the space of
there was a race. I think it was a nationals, and I think he drove, and obviously I think he drove for Honda back then. Was it Honda?
He was probably on bike, or he was probably on Honda, yes.
And then there was a race and stuff in Cape Town on Killarney, and I mean that was, for me, it was because you were doing really well on that stage. I mean, that's the factory guys, Obviously, you want to measure yourself against the big boys, and I mean, how intimidating was it? I mean, as a privateer, I can call it that way, and to drive against these guys that's got factory bikes.
Look, I think it's only as intimidating as you allow it to be. And yes, it was intimidating, but I always thought to myself, well, if I can be here, then I need to be able to step up to the table, and it got me to the point where I all of a sudden I had to switch those things off. As much as I was in awe of, oh my word, this is Lance Isaacs, and as soon as we went overseas as well, you standing in front of you, sharing hospitalities with your heroes. My brother was actually the one that said, "Click out of it now." You had that moment of being a fanboy. Click out of it because you're here to compete, and that's what we did here as well. And I always was seen as, myself and David McFadden was seen as the Cape Town, like the hot shots. And
you were the heroes. You were the heroes because that was the name synonymous, with the Superbike class and stuff like that. When you guys competed against each other, and obviously doing really well.
Yeah.
So, and you did win the Western Province Championship multiple times.
Yes.
How many times was that?
That was
what year was that?
Once on the 600, and then 3 times, 2013, 14, and 15.
Wow. After each other.
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, and I think we were the first to do that after it. I think no one's ever done it again.
Okay. And what bike was it? Was it
That was on the Kawasaki. That was on the ZX10.
Okay. Ooh.
Yeah,
Okay. After that, you took a break.
2016, I signed with BMW Germany.
Okay.
And Lance Isaacs and myself were actually teammates. We signed for BMW Germany, but we rode for a South African team in the South African Nationals.
I remember that. I remember that. You used to travel a lot up and down in South Africa.
And then after that year, we didn't finish the year. We had a very difficult on the bike. I was in hospital a lot. Once again,
it's like a normal thing, ladies. It's like a normal thing. Eh?
I was in hospital. And I think I think it was about August. I told my dad, I need to pull out this year.
Yeah.
It was the first time I had experienced something like that. And I told my dad, I need to pull out. There was just something between myself and the team technician at the time that we just didn't understand.
Besides that, was it maybe an overwhelming feeling, doing something really awesome with a manufacturer? Like I said, obviously the teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you have friction there, it's not going to go away. And as a driver, you need to feel okay, cool.
Yeah.
Is this bike giving me the right car? You're telling yourself, is he giving everything that I'm asking for to do my job? And he must do job. And it becomes very difficult. And as soon as you don't see the progress or the work that's put in, and you have to drive something that is not the way you want it, you're overriding the bike, 100%. And you're not naturally in your habitat.
100%. You said it all. I mean, I would ride the bike and we'd set it up on a Friday, and I would be happy. I'd be fastest. Yes. And then Saturday morning I'd come, and the first session I go out, the bike would be totally different.
Wow.
He would change things without telling me.
Okay.
And I hit the wall a few times at Killarney. Spent some time in hospital again, and I just told my dad mentally I need to stop. Physically I need to stop because this year is going to hurt me a lot. Yeah. And then I always had the passion of having my own team. I always wanted my own team. And then 2017, we said, let's give it a shot. And then we jumped on a Yamaha. We were backed by Heidelberg Yamaha.
Awesome.
Jumped on an R1, and then I had my own Slammet racing team.
Lekker.
And then Wesley, Wesley Lewin.
Lewin, correct.
He raced under my banner.
Oh, wow.
For a year. And then end of 2017, I got engaged.
Okay.
I said, okay.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, I got engaged and I said, I'm going to stop racing because we needed to plan a wedding. 2018, end of 2018, got married. And then, end of 2019, I got called back by a sponsor again. But then into regionals, and then after that into ZX10 Cup.
Okay.
So we did 2 years in the ZX10.
So we now that's now the history of all your different ventures you took and stuff.
Yeah.
At the moment, where you now?
So currently, such a place. I've got a academy.
Awesome.
RSRA, which is the Ronald Slammet Racing Academy.
That's a funky name,
Yeah. And we're just having a good time.
Okay.
I'm retiring end of this year. Not many know that.
You are on such a high. I mean, you have all the accolades. I mean, you still have the ability to do it. And the same question to Reese of Paris Motorcycles. And I'm like, aren't you driving? I'm like, I'm retired. I'm like, dude, come on, man. You guys are young. You can't retire because there's so many people that's out there that supports the dream, to support you guys and stuff like that, to actually, get to the next level, the next step. But as we mentioned also earlier, is that it's these young guns that's coming out as well, and they're quick.
Look, they are quick. And like you said, I'm happy to be upfront with them. I'm happy to still bump elbows and things like that with them. But I've always had the passion to teach and to coach and to see others do well. And currently, me doing it is a great feeling. But them doing it well and seeing them doing it better every time as we go along, the feeling just I get a lot.
I think I can relate to that. It's a feeling where not Mali can't buy that feeling. Where that rider you're teaching and doing what he does, and he goes out and he performs really well. You will stand on the line and smile with heart's content, and you are the most happiest person ever. I mean, coming up, whatever, even if a high five coming back, the time and effort you guys put into that specific person or the team or the students, it paid off.
Yeah.
And for you guys being the teachers and the guys overseas them and all the knowledgeable information that goes over to them, they accept it, and doing that and riding the bikes obviously will increase the potential of being better riders.
Look, that's exactly it. And my dream is to find someone that I can take overseas and manage them.
100%.
even if we travel or whatever, but I would like to manage someone, a boy or a girl or whoever, and go overseas with them and get them into, because I've got the connections and I've got the teams there, and get them into a world championship somehow.
And I think we as South Africans, we start to that. If you look at our talents within the racing fraternity, being whatever sport it is, circuit racing, drag racing, blah blah, whatever the case may be, we need, you know, the grassroots guys that comes from a Ronald or from whoever, and going through the levels and progressing to that stage where we're gonna say, here we go, that's a South African boy, he came out of Ronald's hands, blah blah blah, whatever the case may be. But we also need that push, you know. At ESD we have all of the, I mean, the right coaches, the right mindset of people of what you want to do. You have the experience of what you're doing now to basically give back to the next generation. So quick question, like, I love bikes, I can't ride. If I come to the academy, well, I'm not able to ride a bike.
So I've coached from the novice to the pro rider, you know. So when I say novice, to someone who just had the dream to ride.
That's me,
Yeah, we actually we've never pulled the clutch or put a bike in first gear. And within 30 minutes to an hour, they could ride through the box, stop, put the bike into neutral, all of those things.
Crazy.
And we've coached someone that did that, never rode a bike before, and then was racing now, you know.
How long did it take him to get there?
So I've worked for about 6 months with him.
Okay.
And I call it the graduation phase. Like, I'll take you to a parking lot first on a Honda CBR 150. And we'll work from there. And then you graduate from the parking lot, you graduate onto the short circuit.
Correct.
At Killarney. And from there you graduate again into racing.
And that's the main circuit.
And then from the short circuit racing, you would graduate to the main circuit.
Okay.
So I've got a student now leading the championship in the 400s.
That's awesome, man. Well done. And on what CC is he now?
He's on a 400 at the moment.
Okay.
My nephew, he's also living in Namibia. He travels to Cape Town once a month to come and race here.
Okay.
Also started off quite late. Started when riding NSF 100s when he was about 8 years old. Then left that to go do go-karts. Did really well in the African Championships in go-karts. He's 21 now. Came back in the beginning of this year. Never ridden for many years. Came under my banner, under my wing, and he's now racing against me in the superbike class.
In the superbike class.
And he literally went from clubman's class. That's where they wanted him to enter into the breakfast run class. Immediately broke out into clubman's. Won his first ever clubman's race by a mile. When I say a mile, I think it was 18 seconds or something.
Oh no!
He demolished the field and then went straight into ABC. Broke out of the Superbike Challenge class and now straight into Class A, and it's his third race.
What's his times?
He's currently doing 15s, low 15s, and he'll touch 14s, 1 minute 14s this race.
Your time?
Currently 1 minute 12s.
He's got 3 seconds to make up. Do you think he can make it up?
I think
he's gonna come for you.
I will say it with passion. I believe he's got the ability.
Just a quick one. What is the record for the superbike on Killarney?
So I must mention this. I held the record for a good number of years, since 2015. I had a 1 minute 10.5 seconds.
Hey, nah.
Then 2019, Clint Seller came on a very souped up R1.
Better than your one?
Much better.
Okay.
So the Kawasaki that we raced in 2015 was we called it a Evo class. So it had stock suspension, just Pirelli tires, Power Commander, those add-ons. And I think he had a full AMA, like a motor medical bike. At the time, he was racing for Brad Nass's big team, a lot of money. Yeah. And he came and he did a 9.9. He annihilated it. He did so that's the current record.
But it's not far from the 110.
Yeah. So we've currently got a boy, Tristan Pino, very fast. I think he's 19 or 20 years old. 19. He just got his license the other day.
His bike license, car license.
Car license.
Okay.
And he did a 10.2, if I'm correct. Last race.
Close.
No, he's fast. And that's the boys I'm racing against now. So they're speeding up my retirement for me.
So take you back in the days. That was you now, back then.
Yeah.
Now tables have changed now for you.
100%. And I now feel what the guys felt.
But I mean,
I'm so happy for you.
100%. I mean, it's also a honor to drive us up against these youngsters that has got no fear, and also to do better and stuff like that. To that. I mean, but you're not going to give him the inch. I mean, you still
I still want to go for it. No, that's the thing. You know, it's for us. It's to stay relevant.
100%.
And I also believe that because I am the head of the champ or the academy, you know, I need to be the one that develop myself faster than anyone else. So I continuously need to be in the front of it.
Because you're the face of the academy, and you know, and this has got a lot to do with especially with the brand and the name, is that if you're not relevant in the scene of whatever racing you do, and you try to teach, I mean, you get arrogant guys and it's like, but dude, you're not driving or you're not racing, so how can you teach me? You know, so but if you have that status of like, yeah, I'm still here, I'm competing, I win here and I'm second here or third, whatever the case may be, you are relevant, and it's also a good thing for the youngsters looking up and say like, my coach is still riding, he's doing well, he's winning, or he's second, whatever the case, he's still there. And for the academy and for yourself, it means a lot for them to look up to you as well.
Yeah, I think that's why my dad and I came back for the last 2 years, is to say, hey, look, at the moment we started the academy, I stepped away for a few years or 2 years. No one, the new guys didn't know my name. They didn't know that Ronald had won the 3 championships or whatever.
But I think that's also really cool. They don't know.
Yeah. So now riding now, it's staying relevant, as we said. But now my riders are starting to speak for the academy because they're doing really well. And now everyone's like, oh, this is Richie Slammert from the RSRA Academy, or this is James Lake from the academy, or this is Jordan Simon from the, Mike, and they are speaking for the academy at the moment, So I feel good enough now to say, okay.
There's no pressure on you now. There's no pressure. The guys that you are teaching now, they are speaking for you.
They're speaking for me. But still, I can jump on the bike and ride with them.
No, the guy work for me, but I mean, you can play.
Yeah, we will see if that.
So how's the season going for you on the bike so far?
Currently, we're learning a lot. Obviously, the guys are fast. We're second in the championship.
Wow.
In the Western Province Championship. I must say, Tristan is handing it to us. He's very fast, but that keeps us wanting to go faster.
100%.
Obviously, I'm thinking about myself going faster, but I'm thinking about my riders going faster as well.
Yes.
So I'm splitting myself there a little bit, but needless to say, we are still fighting for the championship. We're not far off. We're 3 rounds in.
Yes.
Kewan Snyman has joined the championship for the last 2 rounds. I think he's maybe going to only do this round, but that just brings more excitement.
Correct.
And hopefully by the end of the year, we can go faster and bring it to Tristan a little bit and give him a little bit of a run.
Put some pressure on Andy as well.
But even if I finish where we are, I'll be happy. I'll be content.
Yes.
We've given it our all. I'm saying I'm retiring at the end of this year, but I don't know what it holds. Next year,
I mean, next year, I like to say, you always speak something into existence. Maybe you get a seat from a different manufacturer, 100%. And Ronald's like, cool, let's go.
100%. I think I'm still young enough to do it.
But what is the, if I'm asked, what is the age where you really, as a rider, to say, or where it's like, okay, it's the time.
Yeah. You see,
competitively,
people have asked me that, right? And there's one guy really just messing it up, to be honest with you. I don't know if you've heard the name Malcolm Rapson. They call him the fastest accountant in South Africa.
Okay.
I think he's 56. He might be very close to 50, 56, 57. And he's third in the championship.
Age, only but the number.
Very fast. And if you look at someone like that, I mean, we try and stay fit and strong and stuff like that. And he's fit and strong and he's still doing it. He's very competitive. So I think if the mind is there and the body follows, you can still do it. For me, I have the academy to fall back on and I have a passion to drive.
I get you.
So yeah.
But I mean, as like you said, the age and stuff, and where you are at the moment as well, you also have to make sure that the body, I mean, we had you on the show a couple of years ago, and you had a trainer with you that helped you train.
Yes.
I can't remember his name.
Ronaldo and Mark Anthony.
I think Mark is also onto the bikes now as well.
Yes, he's riding as well.
So to keep your body in shape, and obviously, look at if you were young at school, easy doing this, but as you get older, responsibilities, family, you don't have a lot of time to spend on the nutrition and the body and all that stuff. How difficult is it keeping fit at this time?
Yeah. Look, I've been through it all. I've been where I was racing at a very, very fit and competitive level. Going overseas, obviously, I had to be a certain weight and all of that stuff. And coming from rugby, you have to carry weight.
Yes. Now I have to be lean down again.
To be small and strong and all of that. But I've been to the point where I've raced overweight, It's not comfortable at all.
Yeah.
So being fit, being strong is a key factor, and currently I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old, and when they were younger, it was very difficult to navigate my
100%,
time.
100%.
And now, at this time, I think this year is the first year where I actually start feeling better about myself, and start feeling stronger, feeling a little bit fitter. So maintaining that is key now, but it's very important.
Because I mean, if you look at the motorcycle, I think cars is different. If I do the comparison, because you literally sitting on two wheels, one in front, one at the back of you, and your body does, when you lean and stuff, do your thing and stuff. I mean, it takes a lot of pressure. I mean, muscle to put the bike wherever the case may be, and it's muscle memory for every corner you go out there. So you need to keep the body like, So it's a lot of hard work behind the scene that goes in before you get on the bike. You get on the bike because a lot of people think also it's like, okay, cool, I'm lean machine. I can go on the bike. I can go a couple of laps here, 20. It doesn't work like, because when you get off the bike, it's like, I won't go out, but I can it. But that's the practice of it.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of people watch a race and they're like, should we even be fit to do this? And I've had the question. Yeah. And honestly, you're working with a 200 kg bike. I mean, this is 200 kilograms, and you're working with a bike that has 200 horsepower, and it wants to rip your arms off coming out of every corner. But also, you have the G-force braking from 300 kilometers an hour to 80 to
300.
Yeah, so at the back straight we go around about 280 kilometers an hour, and then you have to brake within a space of 100 meters to make, where the drag starts at 5.
Yes.
To go into there, that's the top speed, and going into turn 1. And I mean, have you ever stood behind the bucky and you were standing on the bucky at the back, and the bucky gets to a robot and you need to stop it?
Yes.
You felt that tension. Now think of 280 kilometers an hour braking to 80 kilometers an hour.
Nah, that's
the easiest way for me to explain.
I get it, yeah.
And then also accelerating and having this thing wanting to pull you back and holding on and moving your body around. So it's a lot of work.
But obviously, like, you're on the bike, you got these little wing, I don't know what you call it. But if you tuck underneath that, I mean, when you're accelerating, do you feel it? You still feel it? Does it help?
You still feel it because you're still going forward.
Yes.
This thing still wants you to pull you back somehow, So you still feel it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're speaking to Ronald Slimit, one of the guys that drives on the circuit, and also got the academy is going for him as well. Tonight's show, ladies, was brought to you by Global Hardware and Builders Roofing as well. So really, really cool for them. Thank you very much for coming on board and helping us with our show. But back to the interview with Ronald. I mean, do you have a road bike that you bike daily?
I don't.
So now this is my question. This brother is driving 300 on the track and going to Kira, but they don't have a road bike. How do you get familiarized with your bike? And from my thing is like, I drive a car every day. If I get into the drags or drifting, whatever, I kind of know the car, where you don't know your bike, because you only go on your bike when you go for practice. Does it help having a road bike? I know it's dangerous. I know that it's not like to drive on the road, especially nowadays. But does it make a difference for you mentally, physically? I was in the week on the bike. You got that feeling of it. Does it help?
No, to be honest.
Really?
No, the road bike would for me, and I'm speaking for myself.
Yes.
It does me a little bit of it makes it worse for me, because it's so much slower, and also to say this, there's some skill that you apply on the track that if you apply it on the road, it just becomes dangerous.
No, I get that. Yeah. But for me, it's more the seat time you have on the bike. Yeah. Does it help?
No,
not really.
No.
I know it's a different mindset from the road to the track. Yeah. Because once it's like a switch, like a yigatos. Yeah. With the bike, you on the road, you'll have to look all around you to be safe, because people don't see the bikes. So, and you are the third person who tells me I don't own a bike and I don't like biking on the road.
Yeah, I think it's just you become so aware of your surroundings when you're on the road. To be honest, on the track, we're all going in the same direction. We have corners that is flagged. We know what's happening in front of us.
Yeah.
When I'm on a road, this is again a personal opinion. When I'm on the road, I think about 3 cars ahead of me.
What's going to happen?
What if that car does something? I can already say this car's going to do that, and this one's going to do that, and I need to do this.
Yes.
And that I don't enjoy the current moment while I'm on the bike.
Okay.
If I do ride a bike, and
Okay.
I've ridden a few of these things that's standing in the
That's
garage.
beautiful bikes.
If I do ride a bike, I'd like to ride a Harley Davidson or
A cruiser.
a cruiser, something that I can have my wife on with me.
Oh, liquor.
We can go for breakfast and
Brownie points.
Yeah.
Brownie points.
These things, you know, the thousands is nice to ride and it's good, you know, but we ride it a lot on the track, and the enjoyment of it riding it on the road is just not that much for me. Let me say this first, is that when I rode professionally at the time, my contracts didn't allow me to ride on the road.
And that is probably why.
That's why I think that it started all of these
Obviously,
things.
that is a safety rule because we want to make sure that you are 100% and not have a incident on the road, on a road bike or stuff like that.
If I retire, would I get a road bike?
Yes.
I probably would.
Okay, but a cruiser.
Yeah, because then I would, probably a super bike, because then I would be able to go into a track day here and there if I want to. I'd be able to go and ride with friends if I want to.
Yes.
But currently, the riding on the road is not going to aid my track riding.
Correct. I'm with you. Your favorite bike?
Currently, oh my word, I am.
There is a lot.
But I'm looking at the current new models that's coming out. I'm looking what's blowing up the scenes. I'm obviously on R1, but I currently do love the Ducatis.
Really?
The Italians is just doing a very good job.
Where's that one?
This one standing behind. This one
yeah.
is the 2026 Panigale V4R, and they were just launched by Ducati South Africa, or brought in by Ducati South Africa recently. This bike it's got 0 mileage on. The owner of the bike, the owner of all these bikes, he's out of the country and he wants to come and do the first ride on this bike. And they are making some brilliant bikes.
Yeah.
If you sit on this bike now, I'll have you feel it now. This thing is lighter than a 600. And their bikes are leading all around the world in the Superbike Championship.
Yes.
They are dominating.
Is the Ducati like your favorite bike now because of the international experience of the bike? But also, is it a road bike or a race bike?
So they need to, homologation wise, they're building the road bike very close to the race bike.
Okay.
You don't need to change a lot on these road bikes to make it a full-on race bike.
Wow.
So when you
Clever.
ride a road bike, you're basically riding a full-on race bike.
Wow.
You change the fairings here and there, maybe some electronics that you change, maybe some software, exhaust that you put on, all of these. But then you've got a full-on 220 horsepower beast that you're riding.
I mean, if you come to the power section of the stuff, and like if you tell me 200, like, my God, that's 200 kilowatts. I mean, that's
on one wheel.
Exactly. And that's what I'm going to say. That's on one wheel. So the perception is like 200. It's not a lot of horsepower, but I mean, on a bike, it's a lot. Yeah. I saw on the dyno there was Busas that was doing 245, 250, and I was like, that's not much. And the explanation, from Hani, my E was like not Hani, the one. What's the other one?
Garrian.
Yeah. And it's like, no, you see, like the whole explanation with Garrian, I'm like, okay. After the explanation, like, okay, I get you, I understand.
It's like 1,000 plus horsepower.
Yes, correct. Enough for the. I mean, this bike looks awesome. It's amazing. I just want something like that. I must stand in my lounge. I just stand there. I don't want to drive. I love the look of a super bike, man. That for me is amazing.
You must try and get Ready D to come out. I'm calling him out. Ready. I'm not calling him out. I'm asking him to come and ride in the academy. Just come and do a track day.
I'll send him a message. It's a call out for you to come drive on the ride. Yeah, but he sold his one a couple of years ago because he had a G6 or 600, like K9.
I'll make it even better. I've got a ZX10. You can come and ride.
Oh my, what is this? D. This, bruh. Don't tell Malika, only tell D.
Malika, we didn't say.
So we touch on the favorite bike and stuff. That's the ultimate bike that you would want to have as a, like you said, if you retire, have a road bike and do that stuff with it as well. Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at me and I'm looking at this. I don't know what this is. It's a Harley.
It's a Harley, Fat Boy.
Oh my word!
Really nice.
And I don't know how the wheels. I mean, this is custom built.
Yes. One of ones.
No ways.
One of one.
So there will only be that one.
Only be that one.
That is crazy. It's amazing. Yeah. This bike is, and obviously, like we said, we spoke about these carbon pieces and stuff. Like, does it help? Obviously, it's shitty weight, I believe.
Yeah.
To the carbon fiber, and it's stronger than normal stuff. And it looks sexy.
carbon is just
Carbon looks sexy.
who doesn't like carbon fiber?
100%. With Academy, once again, the kids, or what's the age group that you currently have in the Academy?
So I've got currently my youngest boy is 17, right? But I would coach from about 8 years onwards.
Oh wow!
Yeah, starting on the 150s.
Okay, and do you have the bikes available for them
Yes,
to actually?
yes. My academy has 3 150s.
Yes.
On the CBR 150s that we coach on. And then obviously we move on
to the season. And do you get a lot of info or guests that will come through, and do they automatically start on 1,000, or do they get through the 400, 600 into the 1,000?
Yeah. So the boy that I spoke to you about earlier, he started off on a 150, did a couple of rides with me, and now he's racing in the 400cc championship. Okay. Next year he's leading the championship. This year, next year he'll jump on the 650. Fight in that championship and see how he goes, and who knows, we might jump on a 600 after that, and so it will go. Okay,
so I mean, as a rider and a competitive person in the biking, where you were, is that you're going through the classes, getting the experience, getting the seat time, most important, and going to the biggest CCs of bikes all the time. It teaches you a lot of, I mean, coming from a 400 to a 600, you can't do that big jump immediately.
Yeah. I don't think it's wise to do that unless you are a bigger build guy. You know, if you're a big guy, 400 just doesn't make sense. You need to jump on something that you can ride comfortably, right?
Just sorry to cut you there. So I'm a big boy. So it's going to be silly for me to actually buy a 400 or get on a 400 or even a 600.
Yeah. I would suggest someone like you to jump on a 650.
Okay.
You know, it's a SV6, it's a very competitive class. But also it's a cheap jumping class. It's a control class. All the bikes are the same. All the bike makes the same kilowatt or horsepower. All the bikes make the same, or it carries the same weight.
Okay.
So there's really no advantage to a smaller rider to a bigger rider.
Okay. And that's cool. So no modifications of make the bike, like you said, as fast and stuff like that. That will only
everything is capped.
But that the cap goes away at the 1,000 superbike.
Yeah. So as soon as you go into the superbike class,
yes,
or even the super sport class, it's open. Yeah. Power wise, you can go internally. You can't mess around a lot. There is some caps, but you can go add-ons like power commanders. You can go suspension. You can go. They just don't want you to go internals like pistons, all of those things, because then it becomes a money game.
Yes,
and that's where they want you to.
So basically, whatever argument you have a Suzuki 1,000 stock Suzuki engine. Yeah. Nothing inside. Yeah. Only around.
I think the championship allows you to change like head gasket and cam timing.
Okay, gotcha. And obviously management system. So what is the best on the market for the bikes now?
In what way?
In power management.
Management, a lot of guys are on power commanders. PC5s, power commanders is the most common motorcycle management, like dictate, or what is it?
Yeah, the dictator's common one.
It's basically the same thing.
Is it the same like now? Obviously, where the games have changed with technology, you know, you get this whole tech, you get the max ECUs where the game is just to a different level. Is it the same within the bikes?
So you get so power commander is a fuel module, right? Yes. But then you can go loom wise. So you can change the bike's complete harness.
Yes.
You get a kit harness. We call it. It's an aftermarket
race harness. Throw it in and it works.
You put it in and that thing goes. You get a flash ECU with it, and your ECU basically does your fueling for you, and you can do a lot
and you can tune
you can tune a lot of parameters on there.
Wow, that's insane. And obviously, with that ECU, there's a lot of safeties. I mean, for the bike. I mean, now I've seen that the ABS system on the bike is controlled through the ECUs.
Yeah,
and stuff
but we take those things off.
Why?
Yeah, we take it. So ABS is a bike and release unit.
Yes.
So I don't know if you've ridden behind the road bike that has ABS, the lights flash.
Yes, correct.
So you don't want something to bike and release on the track because you actually feel the shudder on your hand.
Okay.
So the first thing we do is, or any superbike rider that builds a road bike into a race bike, they take that ABS unit off and they put the braided hoses on and all those stuff.
But that's a race, not road.
Not road.
Okay.
Not road. The road, you know, that's the development of bikes.
Yes,
I wouldn't recommend to the road guys. Don't go and pull your ABS unit off. But for the race, it doesn't make sense.
Scariest moment on the track on the bike?
I've had many.
Not the one that stands out. The one that stands out.
I've had many. Okay. So there's. Can I mention two?
Yes. Okay, go for it.
Okay. There's one back in the day on the 600. There where I lost the front, and I was heading to the wall, and I ended up between the wall and the bike.
Ina.
Hurt myself.
So basically, you against the wall and the bike followed you.
The bike followed me.
Ina.
Then the scariest moment where I ended off bad as well, but my bike's 6th gear or the gearbox blew up.
Yes.
On the front stage just before I was hitting the brakes.
Okay.
And it locked the rear wheel, and I ended up hitting the wall in turn 1, the tire wall in turn 1.
Ina.
So the moment leading up to the wall, traveling over 200 plus kilometers and not being able to slow the bike down, I bailed on the last second. I bailed and I jumped off the bike. I waited until I got to the kitty litter.
Yeah. Oh no.
Because the bike was still traveling too fast.
Yeah. For you to basically.
If I sat on the bike, I would have died.
But you jumped.
I jumped off.
Okay.
I wouldn't recommend it, but I mean, if at that moment that was the safest thing for me to do, and I think it saved me because I waited until I got close to the kitty litter.
Yes.
The bike was traveling way too fast though. And if I stayed on the bike, obviously it would have been me and the bike hitting the wall.
Yes.
I managed to just bail in time, and I obviously just hit the ground, hurt myself a little bit. But that was the scariest moments. Scarier moments is getting back on the bike and going faster than you did before you crashed. I'll say it. I'm not saying it's scary as in this is frightening. I'm saying it's a mindset you need to get used to. And fortunately, I managed to do that really well. When I would crash and I have a big crash, I would come out of hospital. Sometimes even in a cast, my dad would inject me 2 Voltaren shots before I had to go ride. And then I'll always be faster than the time. And somehow it worked at the end of the day. That was when I was younger, probably.
And heal quicker also.
Heal quicker, yeah, definitely. That was my scary moment.
Yeah, because I mean, we always chat about the good times. We never ever go or speak about the moments where stuff go wrong, and people have the perception nothing can go wrong.
Yeah.
So I mean, when you're on the track, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
As a track, anything can happen, but we also understand that it's a race. We're trying to win. If you're not gonna push hard enough to go to the first position, why are you doing it?
100%.
So,
I think there's that margin of error that is always in everyone's mind.
Yeah.
And that brings the respect to the riders,
Yeah.
to each other.
Correct.
Is that I can trust you.
I get you. I get you.
And at the end of the day, we race with inches from each other. And we build that trust, but also we are aware that I'm not thinking for you, you're not thinking for me. So anything can happen. And I think that is just what makes racing so on the edge of the seat.
Especially when you guys lean, and I've seen where guys are normally they scrape the knee guard, but this plus the elbow as well. I mean, how do you get to have the bike at that angle with so much grip and still accelerate out to the corner?
I think it's body positioning, but also setup on the bike is very important. Body positioning allows you to lean off the bike a lot to do that. I'm of the opinion that I don't need to drag everything everywhere.
Okay.
I'm a rider that uses the same knee sliders the whole year. Where you get other riders, my students, they go through bags of knee sliders within 3 races. And I always tell them, like, I would ride and I would put my knee down and then I would lift it up just off the top because I don't need to drag it the whole time.
But it looks cool.
It looks cool.
I mean, especially when the cameraman is there and he gets it there like,
then you want to put your elbow down, put your head down as well.
Picture perfect.
Yeah. So for the camera, it's really cool. But guys, they can do it.
Yeah, it's crazy. And and the trust that you have to have in the bike to do that. I mean, I watched Superbike with Rossi and all those guys, and it's crazy how the amount of lean they have coming out, going into the corner, and I love the way how they transition from the one side coming up and they flip over to the other side. Like, I mean, that is art.
Think about it this way: you're a car guy. So if you compare the MotoGP bikes to any other thing, it would be to a Formula One car.
Yeah.
Think about the downforce the Formula One car projects going through a certain corner and then flicking it over, because they're designed to carry that.
Yes.
Those bikes are designed to be able to go to that lean angles. The electronics managed. I mean, in World Super Stocks, when I went over to Europe, that was 2015.
Yes.
I was riding a bike that as soon as I go into a corner, it would go on 2 cylinders, just so that the traction control can be taken away a little bit, and I've got less power on the edge of the tire, so I can get on the gas harder. So these things are all electronically
crazy
adapted.
So there's a gentleman in Germany. He drives for Red Bull. I can't get to know Utanji. So they have a BMW with the LS. It's the box shape with the E30. So they drop the and everything. As soon as that guy, we're always on the throttle.
Yes.
But the sound plant off the throttle, you jump onto the e-brake. Yes. As soon as he off the throttle, the engine makes a completely different sound. Like it's almost like traction control. Yes. You pull it in the but it slows the car down, not through the e-brake, through the acceleration of the engine. And once it's back on, you just mention it and let's click now, and it's easy to go back onto it. Boom, it's there. It's crazy how technology in the sport can help the driver in his driving style.
That's crazy to say that one thing. On the other side is that riders are getting frustrated because they feel like there's too much aiding here. I want to do more. And that's why MotoGP is going back to a less aerodynamic, less wings and more rider.
I think a couple of years ago where there was one of the riders had a wing on the rear, and it caused a lot of issues or talk about, let me put that way. Why is the bike got a wing and all those stuff is?
Yeah, they're just going too far with it. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
A lot of people like it. A lot of people are saying that's the way. And I mean, here we have MotoGP developing bikes with wings, and here we have road going bikes with wings on.
And they come up stock with it.
Can you see where we're going?
I get you. I understand. And
now take that wing off, and you'll see how that bike reacts. Go ride this bike without the wing at 240 kilometers an hour, and you will see how the head starts shaking. Put that wing on, and this head is dead silent.
From a wing. Is that the design of the motorcycle itself?
That's the design of the wing.
To do that.
To be able to push that's downforce.
Yes.
That's all about downforce and getting wind away from the bike.
It's crazy. There's so much technology in these bikes. It's crazy. We could just jump on that. Now it's an aid.
MotoGP is doing 375 kilometers an hour on the track.
No ways.
That's a bike.
Holy crap. Yeah. That is actually as fast as Formula 1 cars. They are on 320.
And Brad Binder, who's South African boy, he's the fastest ever.
And he's doing really well.
He also did good, yeah. So that's where bikes are going. And I think MotoGP is trying, with this 850 that they're launching for next year, they're trying to bring it back to more rider. But also the rider's doing a lot of work, but the electronics is just getting out of hand.
It's technology.
I mean, everything is stepping up.
It's like in the car game is like, we had the drags over the weekend at Killar International Raceway. You look through the cars. I mean, we have G80s. That's got 1,000 horsepower, even more. Then we have Golfs that making half that power, and it's quicker.
Yeah.
But the technology that was put into the management systems create that, how the power, whatever they do, look, I don't know, whatever they do, it's working for them. So
first gear is a 180 kilowatt car. Second gear is
the booster gear.
100%.
Yes.
But I mean, that's been coming along for a few years.
Yes, but I mean, with the technology now, we can just refine it more. That time we could do it, but now we can refine it to whatever the turbo you're running or whatever the case you're doing on the bike as well. That's crazy.
Here we've got just to speak about something standing here, we've got a Ducati, I mean, that's making 200 plus horsepower, brand new out of the box stock, but it weighs less than a 600.
Crazy.
So you see where it's going. And I'll have you feel that, it's very light for a road going bike.
Yes.
But that's where it's going. And you as the rider continually have to adapt. You always need to be on top of it.
Because of technology has been changing and bikes changing all the time. So, I mean, getting from a Kawa to a Honda to whatever, there is a different seat position.
100%.
The bike is totally different compared to the previous one.
Yeah.
But also, it changes your style.
Yeah.
Because you need to, I could do this on that one. I can't do it on this one.
The power application is different. So
yes.
from the cross-plane engine like the R1 to
yes.
an inline 4 engine like the Hondas and the BMWs, they are very heavy bikes. The Hondas, BMWs, Kawasaki's very heavy bikes. So you want that 14,500
yes.
RPM, 15,000 RPM. You want to have that peak power the whole time. Where when the R1 is a more horsepower-driven bike. So you want that torque out of the corners. You won't rev that thing to 40.
Yes.
Because it doesn't make sense.
Yes.
You'll rev it at 13 plus 1,000 RPM to get the torque continually going. So they they put their power down completely different, they ride completely different. So for you as a rider to swap and change from one bike to another,
Yes,
you need to be able to adapt.
correct, 100%. Wow, there's a lot of information just through riding style and obviously technology that goes into the bikes and stuff. It's amazing. It's a lot. Look, there's much more I want to get from you.
Yeah.
We're gonna get it from you again. But first and foremost, I want to say thank you. We came to into the show. It's been an hour. That didn't feel like an hour. I want to say thank you for the opportunity. I wish you good luck over the weekend. Get the #1 spot that the Academy guys can see now. Was coach as I owe. Thank you very much for that. Obviously, best of luck over the weekend. Bring it back home safely. And to your dad, sitting and your brother, thank you very much for coming through as well. Guys, from me and my dance, I want to say thank you very much for tuning in. We'll definitely get Ronald back in again to give us a little bit more about not just about his career, but also about the academy. And I think the academy is really cool, where we can actually get our youngsters involved in biking, where it's a safe environment. Yes, a lot of people think it's dangerous. It's actually not that dangerous. We in the Gymkhana, we have 2 youngsters by the name of Gabe and Carter that is actually doing Gymkhana on their pocket bikes. They're doing a short circuit as well now on Sundays as well. And they are 8 years old and 9 years old. And parents is there. It's very safe. If you want to feel, come through. Your place is at Killarney International.
Killarney is my practice is there.
What
RSRA.
Here we go. It's at Killarney, ladies and gentlemen. So if you are at Killarney this weekend as well, and you're walking through the pits and stuff, check it out.
Yeah.
What side of the track is it?
It's literally next to the club, to the office. Right?
To
It's on pit exit.
By the exit.
Pit exit.
Excuse me, guys. So if you guys are out at Killarney International, mom and dad and Pookie, get there. Sometimes he's friendly. You can speak to him anytime. Don't have to talk nonsense, guys. But he's there. He will assist any questions you guys have about. I mean, dad will be as well there.
Yeah.
So the whole family will be there. So if you guys feel to have a chat with Ronald and the family about the academy, give them a shout out and find out what it's all about. Get your kid involved. Find out what it's worth and what you guys can do with it. And obviously, he's got these students riding as well. So they're doing really well. They're kicking the Obal's times here as well. So that's a good thing. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you want more information, jump onto Ronald's space. All the information, is there a page for that?
They can follow my private page, Ronald Simon, on Facebook, and then my page is also attached to the Red Baron page.
Okay, there we go, ladies. So if you guys have any of those, his contacts, it's all on there. Give him a shout. Find out more about it. And that's the only way we can grow the sport with our youngsters, because just remember, they are our future, and not just in biking, in any other genre of motorsport, is that we give them the chance, the opportunity. If it's for them, it's for them. If it's not for them, look here, we tried, but unfortunately, it didn't work out, whatever the case may be. But give it a try and see how it goes. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you from me and Daniels. Ronald, thank you. I really appreciate the time, and I love the setup. We're going to ride bikes now. But yeah, so good luck on Saturday.
Thank you so much.
And obviously, ladies and gentlemen, catch us next week out. We'll talk a little bit about spinning next week. There's a big spinning event happening on the 13th, not a spinning event, but it's a gas motor show that happens on the 13th and 14th of June. And on the 10th of June, we will have a meet and greet with, I don't know if you saw the social media parts of things. We have Sukan, known as Han from Fast and Furious. He will be in Cape Town to promote the gas motor show. Wow. So you guys can stick out. I think it is the address and where it will be, the location that is on the flyer. There is cars that's being asked to come through and stuff like that. The guy you need to speak to the historic Ajam, get hold of him. He will assist you and stuff. I will be there from a media perspective, and hopefully, if all goes well, I will be doing a live from there with Sukan, and obviously with all you guys going to be out there at the show. So from me, Anwar Daniels, I want to say thank you very much. Once again, Global Hardware and Roofing, thank you very much for the sponsor tonight. Really cool, man. Cheers, guys.